A 6.7 magnitude earthquake struck the northeast of India and adjoining Myanmar, Bangladesh, Bhutan in the early hours today. One person, in fact, two people have reportedly died in Manipur's capital of Imphal and around 30 people have been injured.
The IMD, or the Indian Meteorological Department, has said the depth is about 10 kilometers. The US Geological Survey said the quake, which occurred at 4:35 a.m., was 57 kilometers deep. And of course, we are going to be going by the Indian Meteorological Department, which says 10 kilometers. And of course, the police and disaster response teams in Imphal reported portions of walls, staircases and roofs in some buildings have collapsed. Several buildings had been damaged, including the hospital. The police said it was the biggest earthquake we have felt in Imphal. Disaster response worker Kanarjeet Kangujam also told Reuters by telephone from Imphal.
All right, joining us on the phone line is J. Suresh Babu, who is the Home Secretary, Government of Manipur. Mr. Babu, first and foremost, if you could tell us how many people have lost their lives and how many injuries have been reported?
See, so far, about 2 people have been reported to be dead. That is in the outskirts of Imphal, not in Imphal town proper. And about 30-odd people have reported to the casualty of the Regional Institute of Medical Sciences here. And we are still getting inputs from other districts because the epicenter is in the Tamenglong district. So we are more worried about the interior rural areas. In Imphal proper, one building has collapsed, which is under construction, which is 6-story. And there is damage of cracks and a little bit of damage to many buildings. So still we are in the process of getting, but there is no major casualties on the human side as we are expecting, but we have to still wait because the interior areas are more concerned for us.
Right. Mr. Suresh Babu, can you give us more details about the aftermath of when it happened? Just talk us through when it struck early morning. What was the reaction of people around you and you, of course, and what is the information that you've been getting slowly and steadily, of course? And we believe that while 2 people have died, you are, just to be clear, saying that there are fears that there could be a lot more casualties?
Yes, sure, because it happened around 4:30 in the morning and the intensity is quite severe because I've been in Manipur last 30 years. We never felt this much of intense earthquake so far. And we all ran away and you know that Manipur is early sunrise. So all the people are almost in the rising times and people ran panicking into the streets. Of course, as we could see, fortunately in Imphal city, the human casualty is not there. 2 deaths are reported, which is about 10 to 15 kilometers in the outskirts of the town.
All right, Suresh Babu, many thanks for...
rural area is because, you see, communication here is a little difficult thing. So we have put the army, Assam Rifles, the police and the disaster teams everywhere on alert. So they are going around getting the feedbacks and rescue operations.
Mr. Babu, just before we let you go, very quickly, you did say that the police and the army have been called in to, begin with the rescue operations or have the operation already started with these forces, and has the disaster management team reached these places?
No, actually the army and Assam Rifle have got many posts in the interior areas. We have alerted all the posts to find out the damage in the interior areas and wherever help is required to help them. Right now there is no major casualties reported from the interior areas also, except the cracks in the buildings and minor injuries to few people.
Right.
So the disaster team also works the district administration here, and all the district administrations are alerted in all the districts, and they're on the job. So far the inputs didn't really put a panicky situation.
All right, Home Secretary of the Government of Manipur, J. Suresh Babu, many thanks for joining us with those details. Well, a number of reactions have been coming in from the area. Let's listen into some of those reactions that came early in the morning.
रात को हम सो रहे थे, 4:30 बजे से झटका लगा, हम बिस्तर से उठ के दौड़ने लगे। दरवाजा भी हम खोल नहीं पाए थे, हिलते रहे। या क्या हुआ क्या है, पहले से जीवन में पहले बार इतना बड़ा भूकंप मैंने देखा है। शायद बहुत बड़ा कहीं पे टूट भी जा सकता है बिल्डिंग में। अभी करंट भी चला गया है, मालूम नहीं कहाँ क्या हुआ है।
Yes, I live on the 7th floor. It was quite bad. It was definitely the worst experience I've had so far. It was definitely worse than just tremors. There was there were jolts and shakings involved. And yeah, there were people out on the streets, and yeah, apart from that, the only breaking news that I've seen on the TV, the news so far that I've only seen is that it was 6.8 in magnitude, and that there were some students at Dhaka University area who were injured while trying to get out of the buildings in a hurry. But apart from that, I haven't really heard much.
And just shortly after the earthquake struck, the Prime Minister's office has tweeted and said, had a telephone conversation with Assam Chief Minister Shri Tarun Gogoi on the earthquake in the state and the region. Spoke to Rajnath Singh, who was in Assam, on the situation arising due to the earthquake, asked him to oversee the situation.
He also tweeted after that, said that I've also spoken to the Arunachal Pradesh CM Shri Nagam Tuki on the situation arising in the wake of the earthquake, and he went on to say that NDRF team has been instructed to move from Guwahati to the areas affected by the earthquake. Also, the Commerce Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that she felt her room shake in Siliguri government guest house where she is, and she wished that everyone would be okay regarding that earthquake.
Monideepa Banerjee now joins us on the phone line for more. Monideepa, this earthquake, of course, has been felt all over the northeast, all the way up to Kolkata, even Bhubaneswar. Tell us, have there been any damages reported in any part of West Bengal?
Well, what we're hearing is that apparently 9 people were slightly injured while trying to flee their buildings early this morning when the earthquake woke people up. A couple of them have reported, palpitations, and they probably had existing heart conditions and they have been rushed to hospital. Others have been given a little bit of first aid and allowed to go. Some cracks in some buildings have been reported. This is up in Siliguri, which is where you just mentioned Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman was. So certainly impact stronger in North Bengal than in the south. But South Bengal also very, very strong tremors felt. We believe in some parts of the city, early morning risers, they were out on the streets. Tripura too is reporting very severe tremors. That's what people there are saying. They were shaken up by early morning tremors. Many ran out of their houses. In Bangladesh, just been checking out their news websites and talking to people there. Dhaka University students ran out. Apparently 16 were injured when they were leaving their hostel in a hurry. And then, of course, also some 40 people in all have been admitted to a hospital in Dhaka with minor injuries.